Getting set to go green at this iconic venue. Built in 47. NASCAR came here for the first time in 49. The trucks raced here for the first time in the mid-90s and returned in 2023, and it's been exciting and dramatic ever since.
What a beautiful field of trucks.
What a beautiful crowd.
What a beautiful crowd, beautiful day.
The competition, the venue, we got it all, don't we, bud?
Yes, sir.
Doesn't get a whole lot better. Todd, you're one of the best to ever do it in this truck series. Michael, two-time Daytona 500 winner. Never changes the excitement as they come off turn 4 and take the green flag. 77 of Hocevar. Lane Riggs on the outside, and Hocevar right to the point.
Crowded up in front of Lane. Wonder if Lane will say, I didn't really like that.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see that going on.
There's Lane to the bottom. Talk about the top of 1 and 2 being there from the start. A little bit dicey up top in 3 and 4.
Corey Heim on the bottom, and the 5 makes it 3 wide off the turn.
How cool is that? 3 wide for the lead on lap 2.
It's Hocevar on the outside. Riggs in the middle. Heim on the bottom in the 5 with Christopher Bell right there in the 62.
You think Christopher Bell thought 4 wide, maybe? Is there any way I might be able to get there?
Well, off the restart starting the final stage last year, you mentioned that they went 5 wide on this track.
Yes, we thought we might say 4. We never thought 5, but these truckers will never cease to amaze me at the aggression. Did I mention we're on lap 4?
We're on lap 4, yeah, 3 wide. No problem.
And 2 guys at the front that have a reputation for not being afraid to move guys out of the way. That would be Hocevar and Riggs. Per NASCAR, the start of the race was good. They had checked it out to make sure there were no violations, and all good.
Per Mike, I thought the start was awesome.
And that's all that matters for us.
Chase Elliott battling there with Caden Honeycutt.
Honeycutt begins today's second points, 44 back of Lane Riggs.
Watch for this 11 truck on the long run. That's where their strength has always been. Even last year with Corey Heim behind the wheel, this year with Caden Honeycutt. Scott Zipadelli always has a truck that runs at the end of the stages.
It's really impressive what Caden and this 34 truck of Lane Riggs have done this season. I like the bottom line in 3 and 4. We got to battle for the lead.
Lane said enough. I need to get back to the front here.
He's at the quarter panel out of the turn, looking to go side by side with the 77 here and get to the front.
Can't quite get the pass done.
Well, I think it's like any racetrack, Michael. You get in that outside, and you got just that little bit more momentum, and it's the inside guy just gets pinched down.
Good battle here between Chase Elliott in the 7 and Caden Honeycutt in the 11 for 5th.
Split screen showing our guys battling for that lead. And Corey Heim trying to join them for that battle. As you look all the way through this field, they're side by side pushing and shoving already.
How about the fact, Michael, 10 laps into this race and turns 1 and 2, Carson's already up at the wall trying to find some grip.
This racetrack, when it was repaved, you know, in the history of NASCAR, usually worry about it being just one groove, but Marcus Smith and his team, Speedway Motorsports, I remember seeing a few years back Dale Jr. up there with a weed eater, trying to get that place ready to go racing, and what a spectacle it's become. Beautiful weekend for NASCAR at North Wilkesboro.
We talked about Riggs off the top. He's run twice on this track. A 2nd place in 24 and then a 3rd place last year.
Chandler Smith has proved that he's got a fast truck, zeroing in on Chase Elliott, making the move on the bottom.
That thing went in and turned right underneath him. That's a good sign when you can do that. Makes it a lot easier to make the passes.
Chase in danger of losing another spot here.
He's going to argue about it, though.
Yeah, he's not going to let it go, for sure.
They're discussing it at this moment, Brent. They're discussing that 5th position. And Chandler with a nice run off turn 2.
You got it. He's going to push Elliott back to 7th now. And Amanda has more on Chandler Smith.
Yeah, listening to radio radio communications for both the Front Row Motorsports trucks. Chandler Smith, guys.
Yeah, the 4 goes around, and that's Donovan Strauss making his Truck Series debut here this afternoon. Caution out for the first time on lap number 14.
I said we're welcoming Donovan Strauss and Klein to this race, Casey Klein. And Donovan gets welcomed by bringing out our first question today.
He does. 20-year-old from Mooresville, North Carolina. Running for Nice, Mike Shiplett, his crew chief here today.
Oh, that has a look of maybe a gentle nudge.
Looks like maybe a little help from Corey LaJoie there. Hard to tell from that angle. And that still hard to say, but he's around.
Strauss spins. First caution here in North Wilkesboro. Bit of a spin with some help along the way.
Yeah, you got to squeeze them out when it gets late. Dominant truck there, Corey Heim, and watch this move that Lane Rigg puts on him. That looks exactly like how the All-Star race was won, and Chandler Smith said, hello.
So thank you very much. I will take that.
And this was on pit road after the race. Heim.
A very calm Corey Heim.
You got to appreciate him walking all the way down pit road to share his feelings with Lane and doing it in a manner which I think Lane got the point, but Corey didn't punch him or nothing.
No. Coming green this time around. He actually went the entire length of pit road the other way looking for Riggs, and then realized he was at the other end. So he got to think about what he was going to say for a long time on 2 walks the length of pit road.
See that front row. Let's see what happens, Todd, when they get down into turn 1. We saw host of our squeeze Riggs up.
Well,
now Riggs is in a position to do the same thing.
Well, Carson's been running the second lane, and Lane Riggs has been running the bottom lane. So they're both where they'd like to be.
77, the control truck. On the outside, Hocevar, Riggs on the inside. Off the turn, green flag back in the air.
Great jump there by Hocevar.
Lane got a little wheel spin. Christopher Bell trying to take advantage of that wheel spin. Can't quite do it.
Yeah, great exit there by Lane. You can see all the ground he made up there. Corey Heim dives in on the inside of Bell. And Riggs goes right to work on the leader.
Carson got a little up too high.
Side by side for the lead. Riggs on the inside of the 77 of Hocevar.
Look at that gaggle. Truck side by side all the way through the field.
Bell runs third, Heim runs fourth, and then Honeycutt in the 11. But he's under fire from that 38 truck of Chandler Smith. And for more on Chandler, it's Amanda.
Hey guys, yeah, just prior to that caution, just wanted to get in quickly. I heard on the front row motorsports trucks that both of them are dealing with a little bit of visibility, that from the excessive heat here, the tear-offs are wrinkled on those windshields. So a little bit of an extra added challenge the drivers are facing today.
I like this 38 truck, man.
Seems like he's got really good forward drive, which is paramount at North Wilkesboro. Get up off that corner.
He's looking to take down a 5 here of Heim on the inside.
Amanda telling us about them tear-offs. That's no fun, is it?
Yeah,
it's like trying to ride in a rainstorm with your windshield wipers
It's
off.
frustrating. How about Todd from Chemung, New York, bringing the Paramount to the broadcast?
Paramount. Hey, that's the word of the day.
That's it?
Yeah.
Impressive.
It's really interesting to me watching these guys trying to get passes done. We know how hard. And you know what this leads to, Brent? Later in the day, what are they going to do, Todd? They're going to shove them out of the way because they're being respectful right now. But we watch our truck drivers, and we know as the laps wind down, it just gets more and more dicey.
We saw it at Lime Rock last week, late in the race.
Lime Rock's a giant short track, and with 7 turns, and that's just, you know, double the opportunity of the 4 turns you have here, nearly. I was bringing my Owensboro, Kentucky math to that little statement.
We got the much of the country covered between the two of you. How about Majeski of the 88 trying to climb through the field here?
Well, this is one of the best short track racers in the country.
Right.
And I talked about earlier being able to pick a winner that's back in 27th, 30th position. Well, he's back there, and he's struggling mightily. Making a few passes here and there, but it's been tough. He's up to 22nd, and it just speaks to the level of the competition here in the Truck Series.
And also, if the truck is just not what you need, it's hard to make time and make speed. But him and crew chief, temporary crew chief Jared Prince, J-Rod, they'll make some adjustments. They'll get better.
Josh has more.
Well, that's right. Their normal crew chief, Joe Shear Jr., is out sick. So like you mentioned, J-Rod Prince, who's a longtime crew chief, is stepping in, as well as their mechanic, Marshall Hill, to make the calls atop the pit box. But I talked to Ty this morning, and he felt like in practice yesterday, they were okay, but because of what happened last week at Lime Rock, where they had the DNF, it set them up poorly for qualifying, and the problems just compounded themselves. So he knew he was going to start deep in the field. He said, we're going to have to do something different early on in this race in terms of strategy to get that track position back. He doesn't think the truck is all that bad, but he knows how hard it is to pass here, and right now he really hasn't been able to make any moves in that 88 truck, guys.
You know what? I love what you said there, Josh. The truck isn't that bad. And I guarantee you, he thinks with the right adjustments and the right play on strategy. Yes. And I think we're going to have to leverage strategy today, because you're going to lean on that to try to get that track position, because it's so hard to pass.
Battle for 6th here. Honeycutt in the 11. Chase Elliott on the bottom in the 7.
How about Michael Waltrip from Owensboro, Kentucky, getting that leverage in there?
Well, there's a 60-50 chance that Michael's been watching a little bit of the Open. And listening to those folks call a golf match is just simply fun to do.
Chandler Smith has not given up on Corey Heim. He is mounted determined to get that spot. And you can see those front 3 trucks are driving away from him, as he knows he needs to get around them get back some track speed, some track position.
And doesn't this battle between Chandler and Corey remind you exactly of this battle for the lead? We've seen it repeatedly. Riggs, I think, is a better truck, but he just simply cannot get the job done right now.
Wraps the very bottom through the turn there.
Might he try to get a little higher in 1 and 2? No, he takes it just below the top lip groove there as he battles against Carson.
Well, from the driver's input, NASCAR gave these trucks a little more gear, so it turns more RPM, which helps the bottom lane. And this is why, because you can see that Riggs is just struggling down here. He just can't complete the pass because Carson has so much momentum on the outside.
Halfway through this first stage, 70 laps on the first, 70 on the second, then 110 for the third and final stage. And Hocevar has led them all.
Let them all. The Hurricane.
I tell you, Mike, I really like what Carson is doing here. You know, you run that higher line. It's not as hard on the tires. You're not using as much brake. You keep rolling better. You get more momentum off the corner.
He was the winner at Texas earlier this season. Got second at Atlanta. And he was third at Michigan.
Let's see how long it takes for Lane to move up and try what Carson's doing, or at least, like you said, maybe move to the middle of the track a little bit.
I know these guys are constantly thinking men's racers. They understand that maybe they can move around, but trying to take care of those tires a little bit as we race down toward the end of stage 1. Not forcing the issue. I like that a lot. We saw Chase Elliott fading back earlier, but now he seems to have gotten that 7 truck in the wind. He's heating up that 11 truck of Caden Honeycutt.
Right to the tailgate of the 11 of Honeycutt, looking for the pass. It's the battle for 6th. Working lap number 40 here in the FaithFest 250 in North Wilkesboro.
Battles all throughout this field. Chandler Smith finally made his way around Corey Heim up to 4th. I think he might have the best truck that I'm seeing, be able to be versatile with his line and make some moves. There's that beautiful number 38 truck.
From 9th up to 4th for last year's winner in this race.
And last time by, the fastest truck on the track by 1/100th of a second, Todd.
Yeah, that was the fastest.
Check out those biggest movers. Christian Eckes, that's impressive. Tyler Reif off that wonderful run that he had at Lime Rock. And Coronado.
He was awesome at Coronado until the very last lap.
It was so sad. I mean, he had it in his hands, but Christian, this is impressive.
What's impressive about what Christian's done is the trucks he's passed are very high quality trucks. Trucks running into front of the pack to get to pass 10 of them. That's very impressive. Must have a very good truck.
And 91 started 18th. He's up to 8th.
Just got around Gio Ruggiero. See Gio back there. And he's looking at that battle straight up ahead with Chase Elliott and Honeycutt. You like to see that, don't you, Todd?
Yeah.
When you're catching trucks, them being side by side, you said, I'm going to get there even quicker than you think.
Yeah, go at it, boys. I'll get there. Don't worry. I'll make it 3 wide for you.
We will step aside here on FS1. Race 15 of the season at historic North Wilkesboro in the FaithFest 250. back at the FaithFest 250, and our first lead change of the day on lap 52 happened just seconds ago. The 34 to the front, Lane Riggs.
What a move. Lane and Hocevar caught the lap truck up ahead, lost them some momentum there with the 4, and Lane makes a great move. But then what would you expect next? Carson to dive to the bottom?
He'll crossover. Carson's not going to give up easy, that's for sure. But again, that outside momentum, Lane get back to the throttle and cleared him down the back straightaway.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Lane drive away. I feel like he's got the fastest truck. He and his teammate Chandler Smith. Chandler continues to move forward.
Front row looking good. Hocevar audio moments ago.
Building tight here. Good right rear grip. Just building with the right front is all. Right front getting hot.
Well, it's hot. We know that.
Yeah.
So the tires will certainly, I think, give up. And maybe we will just see straightforward strategy on pitting at the end of each stage. We'll see how this plays out. But that's air pressure, Todd. As the air pressure builds up in that right front, it makes the truck just not turn as well in the turns, and that's what Carson's dealing with.
Well, and running the outside lane actually made it easier on that right front. So he probably felt that early in that run and tried to save it, just building too tight.
Meantime, the 9 of Grant Enfinger runs 10th at the moment. He won last week at Lime Rock, snapping a 40-race winless streak, and pretty impressive what he did at the finish.
40 races in that.
No, it ain't that big.
It's better than 41.
I lost a few more of that in a row at one point in my career, but this man was the man at Lime Rock. Just, I thought, precision driving, respectful driving, and he was in the tires in practice. Like, it was a perfect day for he and his team.
And there was a lot of carnage down the stretch of that race, and for him to avoid it all, as you said, precision, moved from 11th to 9th in the chase standings, and there is a heck of a battle right now between 9th and about 17th.
And you know, I talked to Grant after that race, and he said, and I love this, he said, I asked the Lord to help me not run over somebody. He said, I needed all the help I could not to, because it was that tempting. And then he goes to victory lane driving with the respect that he did. That was impressive.
A little divine intervention. How about it, Amanda?
Yeah, well, it's good to see that he's upped in points positions, because he has lost a little track position here today, down 2 spots. Is telling his team that he's not holding back here in the truck. He's just trying to keep from killing that right rear. But Grant was so excited to point out that it was also his crew chief, Derek Smith's first win as a crew chief, and that their father from Connecticut, Phil, was celebrating alongside his son. Well, I saw Phil again today, but he was sitting in Corey Himes' trailer with Derek's twin brother, Seth Smith, and he said, you know, I got to have my boys go back-to-back here.
Pretty cool to see. 9 running for CR7 Motorsports. 4 top 10s on the year.
You got to be a proud papa right there.
That's exactly
Two
right.
boys very successful in truck series. It was great to see Derek get that first win as a crew chief. Get that. Now put that notch on his belt. Now he can go after some more.
And we're lapping through some trucks. There's Brennan Butterbean Queen going a lap down. Another Dodge Ram just ahead of him, and Justin Haley, as Lane Riggs continues to build that lead that he has over Hocevar. That just tells you how tough passing is, Todd. We saw Lane just stalk Carson for most of this stage, and once he got the position, he's driving away.
I really believe that Lane's racecraft has gotten just so incredible. He's understanding that you don't have to win every lap. You don't have to win every corner. You can take your time. You can do the right things. Keep the truck on you. Keep the tires on it. The brakes on it. And that's just pure racecraft. And
I hear people saying that more and more these days, working on his racecraft. And how would you describe that? Just understanding your truck and the limits?
not understanding the truck so much. I mean, yes, that is part of it, no doubt about it. But it's more understanding how to race. You know, how the race is going to unfold, how you need to race the track, how you need to race your competitor, how hard to push the truck. Those are the things that racecraft, and I think that's why we see, one of the reasons we see these young guys come in and just be so good at such an early age. They're starting in Bandoleros and Legends cars, and they're learning all that racecraft, and Lane did it in late model stock cars across the Southeast, learned how to race a 200-lap race, so doing a great job.
There's one to go in the stage here, and one guy that was hoping that the stage was 1 lap shorter is Tyler Akram. He's battling to stay on the lead lap as Riggs is trying to make that pass.
Final lap of the stage. Riggs finishing 3rd and 2nd at North Wilkesboro, but these his first laps led here and gunning for his 7th stage win of 2026, the 34 of Lane Riggs. Also gunning for his 5th win of the year as he takes the green and white checkered to take stage 1 here at North Wilkesboro.
That was some good racing right there by Daniel Hemrick.
Yes, sir.
Battling to stay on the lead lap. Gave a shove to Nathan Nicholson.
Used him
threw
for
the
a little
block
pick.
on him and made it on through.
Kosovar led the first 50, but closing out strong the 34 of Lane Riggs. Most stage wins of anybody in the Truck Series this season. Tomorrow on Fox, music's biggest stars take center stage as the greatest World Cup in history reaches its climax. Spain faces defending champion Argentina in the FIFA World Cup final. An extended pregame special starts 11 a.m. Eastern on Fox.
What a day for Fox. The World Cup finals. Been an exciting playoff, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been awesome. IndyCar at Nashville after that.
Ooh.
Set it up beautifully. We are in the Craftsman Truck Series, race 15. And truck's going to come down pit road here at the end of stage 1, filling up with Sunoco race fuel with 0 carbon bioethanol and the 38 of Chandler Smith, Amanda.
He jumps over the wall.
You saw Christopher Bell right there behind Chandler Smith. He's going to pull in. The team told him to stop a little short and to angle out to help on exit. That truck is loose, saying he wants to commit to throttle. And then for Carson Hocevar, a crazy stage 1. He radioed to the team that his foot is burning. They're going to throw him booties inside of that truck. He's going to put them on during the pace laps. Josh?
Well, for Chase Elliott, he said the nose is tight, the back end is unstable, but that truck did come to him on the long run. As far as your stage 1 winner, Lane Riggs, he said those brakes were getting hot towards the end of that stage. He's struggling on entry. Air pressure, track bar adjustments. Also said it's very hot in this truck, guys.
Oh, very hot in North Wilkesboro. That's about the only grass you're going to find in the whole racetrack, though, right there exiting turn 2.
Riggs wins the race off pit road, and Hocevar and Chandler Smith chase Elliott up a spot. Bell down 1. Stage 2 when we come back.
ended his 40-race winless streak and got his first Road Course Series win. This one had a lot of carnage in it as well. They had several incidents and red flags and all kinds of yellow flags. Same kind of the way of the weekend, just really long races, and this one was because of carnage, not because of rain or anything else. But good to see Grant back in victory lane.
Check out the all-new Fox Sports digital show, Speed with Harvick and Buxton, fueled by Poet. Subscribe to Speed on Fox on YouTube, the Fox Sports app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
How about that show? We're kicking it back to the 90s with Speed.
So good.
Harvick and Buxton breaking things down, and we talked about Grant Enfinger and his wonderful run up there at Lime Rock, and Kevin and them giving him some love.
Well, he got a point in stage 1. Lane Riggs won it. So Riggs has the most stage wins of anybody in the Truck Series this season. A lot of things happened on that stop. We will say Garcia, as you mentioned earlier, had stopped on 16, so he stayed out. So Riggs is going to come out in second, Hocevar in third.
That's crazy that he pitted that early and thought it would be okay right here to stay out. Obviously, he can make to the end of the next stage on his fuel. Just curious about those tires. There's not a lot of fall off, but there's some fall off, but he's going to start on the front row. That could help.
Christopher Bell in the 62 was fourth prior to the stops, but too fast entering for him, and a safety violation for the 45 of Landon Lewis.
Fans are on their feet. We're going to restart this baby. I talked about Ty Majeski earlier. I just want to update him. He's up to 11th.
Nice.
Climbing up through the field, but that tells you how tough it is, Todd.
And the 18 of Tyler Ankrum got the free pass. Coming green here as we begin stage number 2 here at North Wilkesboro.
What are the odds that Carson uses that front bumper. If I'm Jake right now, I'm sitting scared. Oh, there you go. He didn't even get to the start-finish line.
Garcia in the 98, the control truck.
NASCAR doesn't like that laying back on the starts, restarts.
No.
Oh, contact there. Garcia up high. Took a little bump there, but held on to it.
98 keeps the lead for the moment. The 98, our third leader of the afternoon, Jake Garcia.
I got to be honest with you. I'm impressed with Jake right here. That's that many more laps on the tires to be able to do what he's doing. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he pitted on lap 16, and here he goes. That's going to open every crew chief and engineer's eyeballs wide open down there on pit road and say, oh, let me add that to the notebook. We got some options here, especially if Garcia continues to hold this lead. This is impressive.
21-year-old from Monroe, Georgia for Thor Sport Racing in that 98 Ford. Leads on Hocevar, then Riggs, and now Riggs looking to make the pass on Hocevar side by side for second. How about the contact here on the restart?
Lane Riggs, boom.
Lane got to the throttle, just pushed up. Jake cut the corner a little. That's a little racing incident.
That's short track racing.
That's it.
3 wide. That's short track racing too.
You bet it is. The 71 SVG is in the middle of that 3 wide paddle here.
Stephen Parsons is up on the roof spotting for SVG. So I know he's got his eyeballs wide open right now.
Question. He's the spotter, of course, for Connor Zilic as well in the Cup Series and O'Reilly.
Oh, hang on, Tanner.
Tanner just did his best to keep it off of Shane.
Chase Elliott in the 7 trying to squeeze through for that and get in the mix for that battle for second.
And Chandler Smith said, man, that looks fun.
Oh, look at Carson. Oh, little bump and run down here.
I wouldn't be surprised to see more of a respectful racing at this stage of the race from Lane. Racing for a championship, you got to pick your battles.
There you go. I think that's part of that racecraft we talked about.
You guys said earlier that 38 might have the best truck in the field today, Chandler Smith, and going to work on the 34 Riggs here on the bottom.
Well, I'm going to give that one to Michael. He's the one that said that.
Well, I was trying to loop you in and have you benefit
I appreciate
off of it. You're right.
Yeah. We'll give Michael props on that. He called that early.
He's got a good truck through the center and exiting. You talk about how important that is, Todd, and I think that's where that truck's the best. Right there, and he's able to get the gas down and keep it down.
Got an engine problem for the 11. Caden Honeycutt began the day second in points, and he's dropped back into 23rd place. Let's listen in.
Oh, no. It's not. It's still 250. All right, keep me posted on your gauges here. Going down. It's just taking forever. 10-4. Yeah, like I say, I don't know if we have a problem or not, but we're going to have to ride it out.
Just a little more water temperature than they were looking for it to be optimum.
Well, Michael,
seems like maybe everything's all right, though.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where you ride around under caution. Caution car speed, I believe, is 35 mile an hour, so you're not getting a lot of air. If you let the motor run the whole time, temperature's going to go up. You have to shut it off, coast a little, let the air cool the water that's in the radiator, cycle it back through the motor, start it up. You have to keep doing that, and it'll bring the temperature right down. And on a day like this, it's going to be doing that.
Did you see how hard Carson drove that truck down into turn 3? Wow.
As always, Garcia had only led 2 laps this year before today. He's out front here at North Wilkesboro in stage 2. Welcome back to NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Racing from North Wilkesboro. New leader back out front, the 77 of Hocevar happened moments ago. And you mentioned how deep he was driving into the corners going to break, Mike.
Yeah, he dives her in there, and he made it work, too. You can see. Watch this entrance into 3. Nice, clean pass, right, Todd?
Yeah, not so much.
Until that part.
Until that part. Until he got to the middle of the corner.
But way faster than Garcia on those older tires. But you got to give it up for Jake Garcia on those old tires, driving off with that lead. He's got some track position now. See if he can keep it.
And you alluded to it earlier, Michael. That could change some strategy for other crew chiefs
Definitely.
later in the race, seeing that?
It had to open a lot of eyeballs.
Halfway through stage number 2.
Josh Hankish is Jake's crew chief, and that was a great call. That's going out on the edge saying, I want to do something different. We don't have a winning truck. Let's see if we can get up there and get some track position and keep it.
And right now, Lane Riggs is struggling to pass him. Jake is doing a great job on them old tires, for sure.
All right, Amanda has more on Jake.
Yeah, and his spotter keeps doing a good job out there, but I did call to Josh Hankins. They don't thought to bring in Jake Garcia at lap 16 and get him those fresh tires because the truck was too loose when they fired off on this race. Wanted to get him a little bit more snug in that truck. But you got to remember, Jake is in that hornet's nest of points from 9th to 14th. Anything they can do to pick up stage points, and that was the decision for Josh Hankins. Track position. I asked him how Jake's tires are doing. He said, we'll find out at the end of stage 2.
Will indeed, so killing 2 birds with 1 stone early on in the race. Fired off loose. Made that early stop, gained his track position, and still hang around there in 3rd. He stayed out from 22nd at the stage break.
How about that? If you're the driver, they say, okay, you're running 20 seconds, stay out. And you watch 21 trucks ahead of you come to pit road, and that's tense as a driver. Talked about the progress of Tom Majeski, great short track racer. Well, he's into the top 10, and he's all over Gio Ruggiero for that 9th position.
Majeski has 5 top 10s in the last 6 short track races, to your point.
Yeah, we knew that. You called it, Michael. They get a couple adjustments. J-Rod works some magic. Ty's so good on short tracks. You knew we'd see him at the front or close to the front. Truck is definitely better. It's turning way better through the middle of the corner than it was before.
And he's just taking his time. Doesn't want to get that truck sideways and burn off the right rear. Try to pick up a truck length at a time.
Ruggiero in 9th in the 17, then Majeski. How about Christian Eckes, the way he has moved through the field here this afternoon, up to 6th in the 91 truck.
Picked up 12 spots so far.
And Josh has more on him.
Yeah, Christian Eckes, one of our biggest movers on the day. And I talked to him this morning, and he said yesterday was a struggle. They were way too loose in practice. Every change they made during that 50-minute practice session did not help. So they took a huge swing overnight, basically brought back a completely different setup and hoping it would help out. When I talked to him before the race, he said, hey, we're going to wait and see what happens with that change. Well, it seems to be working out. He started off a little free to start the race. It swung tight, but that truck has really come to a much better today than they were as he's up to the 6th position, guys.
Yeah, that was always my philosophy racing as a driver, even when I crew chiefed them. If you're not going to win the race and you know your truck or car is terrible, change it. Do something. You're not going to win the race the way it is, and obviously they took the big swing, and it's way more competitive than it was because he's right. It was terrible loose in practice.
Coming off a 5th place finish at Lime Rock after he suffered some damage on lap 51 in that race. Good comeback.
Just a battler. Christian Eckes will give you all he's got from the get-go, and he always seems to be moving forward when the race ends.
5 top 10s in the last 6.
And he's got a crew chief with a little bit of experience too. David Ellens knows what he's doing.
See, Chase Elliott is taking his game up to Garcia. See if he can grab that spot. Nathan Nicholson in that 76 lap truck.
Honeycutt moving up through the field here. in 19th. +7 since the restart. Chandler Smith and Ben Rhodes each +4.
Well, he said he had concerns about his engine temperature, but the lap times lately seem to be stable, but man, hard to pass. That's been what we've talked about from the beginning, and not making much progress racing against his teammate this weekend, Nick Kleitz.
Part of that fleet of trucks for Tricon Garage.
Caution.
Oh, got a spin.
Third caution here as the 2 truck spins. That's Luke Baldwin for Team Rayom. And the yellow flag is out.
Luke was a lap down, as was Ryan Newman. And I think Newman will get the free pass from 25th.
That's right. Luke Baldwin was running 26th, but he spins here. Our third caution on lap number 120 here in the heart of stage 2 in North Wilkesboro. It's the NASCAR Truck Series at North Wilkesboro in action under caution on pit road. And Amanda has more on the 77.
Yeah, there was some discussion going back and forth on what drivers were going to do here, but Carson Hosefar still fighting that burning foot issue. Those booties not exactly giving him the relief that he wanted. Asked for a towel on that one and then asked for the same adjustments as well. Josh?
As far as Chase Elliott, remember during that first stage, he told the team that the nose was too tight, the back was unstable. They made some air pressure adjustments. He came over the radio, said it was a little bit better during this last run. He said it's just such a fine line in getting this truck in tune to what he needs. Either way, they made more of an air pressure adjustment during that stop, guys.
Varying strategy as we expected here. Thank you, Josh.
Yes, the stage flipping and pitting when others don't, all that's in full play.
We will sort it out when we return here on FS1. Welcome back to the FaithFest 250. Race 15 of the season, 4 to go before the chase in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. A lot happening under this third caution. 5 trucks stayed out. The 1 and the 25 came down. I mean, Nick Lights as well as the 25 of Ryan Newman both picked up for speeding, and an equipment issue for the 81 of Chris Wright.
Newman back on the lead lap after getting that free pass, as we talked about, and we chose it up there, Todd. And look who's on the front row. There you look at Ryan Newman. We got Majeski
Mr. Short Track.
From 27th all the way to the lead, or on the front row right now. That's awesome.
So he's one of the 5 that stayed out. Of the trucks that pitted, the first one is Hocevar in the 77, the Chandler Smith, and Stuart Friesen in the 52. I haven't really mentioned him yet today, but he's up to 8th place. Here we go as the drivers approach the Echo Park Automotive restart zone and back under green here in North Wilkesboro.
Good start there for the 88 truck of Majeski. Look at Hocevar, he's going to make contact. Leaning on the inside of Spin Rhodes.
Chandler Smith decides he's going to drive under Hocevar.
I like that move.
Yeah.
I like that 38 truck. Look
3
at that
wide.
mess back there. Can we say 4 wide real quick?
Riggs got thrown up the track there, and now he's on the outside of a 3 wide battle with Hocevar and Richero on the inside of that.
This is great short track racing.
These guys are getting after it.
They are. We know that the intensity will just continue to ratchet up. Grant Enfinger's trying to get to the outside of Daniel Hemrick.
How about that move by Riggs? Crossover again to the bottom. And he's up to 8th.
Oh, sideways for Riggs. Stuart Friesen's got a good truck today. Hocevar's going to make it 3 wide. Corey Himes been a bit quiet today, which is, contact there into the back of our point leader, Lane Riggs. That was Hocevar that shoved him up the track.
Yeah, kicked out of there a couple of times since this restart. High up the track again for the 34 of Riggs.
Well, that's 2 he owes him now. We'll see what happens at the end of the race.
Look at Chandler. Tyler Reif down on the bottom of the racetrack.
8 to go here in stage 2. It's Majeski, Perez, and Rhodes. See the 7 of Chase Elliott, and in between Riggs. Ben Rhodes trying to nose in there with a 38 of Chandler Smith and the 44 of Perez.
Perez doing a nice job hanging in there with those older tires. Chandler Smith is the first driver of those that pitted to work his way through those top 5 trucks. He's now 2nd behind Majeski.
If you notice something we don't even see, well, there you go. See Ty Majeski up there, 2.5 ahead of these guys. He's
All by himself.
All
That's
by
a
himself.
good feeling.
Yeah, but you know what? He's probably going to have to pit here at the stage break, and then it's going to put him back in the pack again. So you pay for it on the back end, but you get the points on the front end.
Yeah, he needs those points too.
Yes,
We talk a
he
lot
does.
about his up and down season. One good week, one bad week.
6th in points entering the weekend for the 88 of Majeski. 32nd at Lime Rock, but 5th the race before at Coronado.
Yeah, probably 32nd the race before, and 4th been blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
It's just up and down all season long for this 88 team.
Wild how it's exactly up and down. Majeski by 1.2 on Chandler Smith with 3 to go in stage 2. 77 off the pace.
Left front flat.
The left front is indeed flat for the 77 of Carson Hocevar, who has led 74 laps in this race.
Looks like a little damage on that left front fender.
Yeah, I'd say he
And a little damage on the right front fender.
bopped somebody.
Somebody might have squeezed him.
Yeah, more than likely he bopped somebody.
He was running 12th at the time. Final lap of stage 2. It's Ty Majeski in the 88 truck.
Carson's only going to lose 1 lap, so He'll be back.
Happened at a decent time, if there is one. Green and white checkered flag
if they
for
come
Ty
right-
Majeski's first stage win of 2026.
If they come right down pit road, Micah, yeah, they're going to lose more than one lap. But if they keep going around, they might wear the splitter right off of it. So, and he comes down pit road. So there's 2 laps right there.
Hocevar has led 74 laps, by far the most in the race. He was running 12th when he cut a left front. See how it shakes out for Hocevar and the rest of the field as we get set for stage 3. Coming up tomorrow, the stars of the Cup Series battle it out under the lights of historic North Wilkesboro Speedway. The action starts at 7 p.m. Eastern on TNT. Back here in the Truck Series with 4 to go in the regular season, 3 after today. Pits will be open here. Free pass goes to the 12 of Brendan Butterbean Queen.
Ty Majeski stacking up those stage points he so desperately needs.
Trucks coming down here, filling up with Sunoco race fuel with zero carbon bioethanol. And down to Amanda.
Yeah, and Grant Enfinger is going to be one of those trucks making his way to us. They elected to keep Grant out last time, but late in that stage, Grant went hard into the wall and lost some positions. They're going to bring Grant in, kind of assess the situation right now. Derek Smith said that he may call an audible if he needs to assess the damage on the right side out of the truck. Point being, they need to get the truck body around those trucks to make sure that it's okay, get tires on, and then go out if needed, Josh.
The 99 of Ben Rhodes, he said just the nose is too numb. He can't carry speed through the center, so they made an adjustment for him. Ty Majeski, the 88 truck, much better. A couple more adjustments just to get him exactly where he needs it to be, guys.
You see Majeski coming off pit road. The 99 of Rhodes, Honeycutt in the 11, Perez in the 44. So it's Majeski, Rhodes, Honeycutt, Perez, Hemrick, and Enfinger off pit road, getting set for stage 3. The action hot and heavy as Enfinger smoked the wall. back here at the iconic North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Simply an amazing renovation. You know, the track, all the accessories have been upgraded, but we kept that old look, that old vibe, and the fans, they just love it.
100%. To your point, Michael, the Speedway just announced that tomorrow's night's race is sold out for the 4th year since NASCAR returned to North Wilkesboro. 4 straight sellouts. How about it? Fans from all 50 states and 8 different countries, including Australia and Luxembourg.
That came a long way.
From down under.
Long way. You got
Way
it.
down under.
We got a packed house today, too. A lot
we
of
do.
fans.
Sensational crowds all weekend long.
Well, these truckers put on a great race, and these fans know it. Want to come out and see it.
Christian Eckes has made his way all the way to the front row. There you see Stuart Friesen. Great run for that 52 truck.
That's right. We Smith and Eckes on the front row, Ruggiero and Friesen, row 2. Hyman Elliott, row 3.
Ty Majeski, you know what you get for winning the stage, Brent, and pitting under the caution? You get to restart.
Restart.
18th.
Yeah. Yeah, we knew he was going to pay for it.
Well, he's already drove his way through the field once.
Yep.
He can do it again.
Did.
There's that beautiful number 88 Menards truck back in the pack.
Stage 2 winner, Lane Riggs, won stage number 1. By the way, Donovan Strauss in his debut in the 4 truck just went behind the wall. Stage points today, 17 for Smith, 10 for Eckes, and 10 for Majeski and Riggs. Here we go as the drivers approach the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone back under green. The 3rd and final stage here at North Wilkesboro. What sort of drama is in store for the final stretch of this race today?
Chandler Rife in that 42 truck's having another great run. Oh, Bell sideways. There's Rife down on the bottom with SDG right on his tailgate.
3 wide with Chase Elliott back in the field in the middle, right around that 10th position. It's Chandler, Smith in the 38 out front, followed by Ruggiero, Eckes, and Friesen in a battle for 3rd.
We haven't talked a lot about Stewart today, but what a great run. This is probably the best run of the year right here. Solid all day in the top 10. Makes the pass on Christian Eckes for 3rd.
Coming off a 9th place finish last week at Lime Rock.
Whoa, Riggs way high there off the exit of 2. I talked about Corey Heim being quiet today. He's raced his way up, battling to get in the top 5 here.
Christopher Bell with a strong comeback after speeding on pit road. He's back up to 7th.
Landon Lewis in that 45 truck has joined this battle. There you see Landon all over Christopher Bell.
Great comeback from a violation earlier on pit road for the 45.
How about SVG up in the 9th?
He's doing a great job. Talked to Stephen Parsons, as I said earlier, about the pace of that truck yesterday, and they were right tracking with Carson Hocevar. Very optimistic about their run today. And you can see in the top 10 on our scoring pylon.
Chase Elliott, yeah, and the 7 rounds out the top 10 for Spire.
There you see Lane Riggs watching Corey Heim battle with Friesen. And right there in his hip pocket is Lewis in the 45. Great run for Al Neese's trucks today.
Lewis was 4th. You talked about his little hot streak for Landon Lewis, making his 5th truck start today. He was 4th at Coronado and then 2nd at Lime Rock last week.
In a crashed truck. Backwards down the front straightaway to 2nd place, and had a chance to heat Grant Enfinger up and elected not to.
He's up to 7th in that 45 for Nice.
Got some pretty fast company there with him.
Riggs on the outside of the 45 and that 34 points leader. Lewis starting 16th up to 7th, and Amanda has more.
Yeah, I was saying earlier that the truck was feeling a little loose today, but you want to go back to that finish at Lime Rock. We talked about that earlier today, and he received a lot of praise for how he raced Grant Enfinger there at the end. So good that Grant gave him a golf cart ride into the track today, and Grant told him, I wouldn't have done this if you raced me any different than Lime Rock. But talk about Landon and how he's evolving into the series. Ron Hornaday is his mentor. Asked him how Ron Ron was doing today. He said, well, he's grumpy as ever, but we talk every day. It's tough love.
That's hard today.
Well, he's doing a great job. This kid's got a lot of future ahead of him. I promise you that.
Yeah, I talked to Ron about Landon, and you know, we talked about racecraft earlier, and he said that he just has that natural ability within him. He's just a natural driver and understands the racecraft, and really doesn't put himself in bad positions.
It's fun watching SVG getting his stuff together on the ovals too.
Yeah. Well, we talked about Christopher driving back up through, but he had a little issue a few laps ago. He's definitely not giving up on it though.
Battle here. This was earlier.
Coming up off of 2, broke loose, little wall kiss, keep on digging. That's what you call never giving up, man. Just don't even lift. Right, Michael? You never lifted there, did you?
That wasn't a time to lift.
No.
What a move there. Look at Shane. He's going to try to size up Lane Van Rigsbergen.
And with that, Fox side by side, you will not miss a thing as we go to break with 86 to go. Chandler Smith out front. Welcome back. The Truck Series in North Wilkesboro. Chandler Smith, the winner in this race last year, has led 28 laps here today. He's out front here in stage number 3. He led exactly 1 lap to get the victory last season, as you talked about, Michael.
This is when you just get your eyes wide open and say, look at those two fellers. They having issues. And he takes the lead. What a thrilling finish. That was just North Wilkesboro, if you ask me. They squeezed him up a little bit.
If you're gonna lead one, that's the one to lead.
The one.
See him celebrating there as he laps Grant Enfinger. We saw that heavy contact for Grant into the outside wall. So that truck just definitely isn't handling like it's supposed to be. That was a big hit.
Yeah, flat side of that whole thing. Knocked the right rear quarter panel over. We know how much these trucks rely on aero, especially that right rear quarter panel. When you bend it over, it's tough. It looked like that little Corey Heim. Looked like Corey might have got it a little deep. I don't think he meant to do that.
Definitely hit him and knocked him into the wall. So there you see Corey racing in the top 5 and Lane's a lap down. We'll see how this plays out when Corey gets up there to lap Grant. He might show his displeasure, or he might just talk to him after the race, like Corey did a year ago here as well. He went up to Lane Riggs and said, I didn't like that.
He was firm and to the point.
Yes, it went a quick
one-way conversation last year on pit road afterwards. By the way, with Heim, he's led in his last 31 starts, an all-time record. Clearly that's in jeopardy here today. He runs 5th right now.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
The fact that he's been so dominant in these truck races, and today he looks like just an average, ordinary man.
That's right. All right, back to the 25 of Ryan Newman, and Amanda has more.
Yeah, it's so good to see Ryan back for the first time since 2018 in a truck. And I talked to him about how this all came together, and he said, believe it or not, I knew this was a possibility back in January. And when they made the Tony Stewart announcement for Daytona, they were already talking to me too. He said that there could be more races that we will see him in this 25. Elliott Sadler announced a race in this 25 in Richmond coming up. But Ryan wanted to make sure that I said that his schedule for racing is dominated around his daughter's schedule. He said, if you got a high shot of the parking lot out there, you would see my truck with my daughter's race car behind. I'm taking her to Elkin tonight. She's racing in sprints.
Very cool stuff. Thank you, Amanda. Elliott Sadler, so cool to have him racing in that 25 at Richmond.
Tony Stewart, Clint Boyer, Jamie McMurray,
That's an all-star lineup.
Newman, and now Elliott Sadler. Todd, you getting the
Todd,
itch?
Yeah, you know.
We're a couple old fellers. You think maybe we can get in that Ram and give it a try?
I itch every day. So don't ask. Don't offer up if you can't provide.
The downside, Todd, is if you did get in a truck, the man to your right is going to be on the broadcast, as he always is.
He's going to ride me for sure.
Well,
he's already ridden me, and I haven't even driven anything.
Newman goes a lap down again. Been running right around that 25th position in that 25 Ram truck.
Chandler checking out right now.
Casey Klein in that 27 just behind him, making his first start of his career in the trucks. Learning, taking it all in. His goes 250 laps, right?
That's it.
Or 248, he's 2 down. So just to finish and learn.
65 to go. You see the 25 Newman. They've tried some strategy. Obviously stayed out and got a wave around earlier in the race, and then stayed out longer than anybody else before they pitted for the first time, but still kind of stuck in that same spot. Off the front, it's Chandler Smith by 4 seconds on Gio Ruggiero, and for more on Ruggiero, it's Josh.
Yeah, guys, and I talked to Jeff Stankowitz's crew chief this morning, and for Gio right now, who's 5th in points, he told me the kid, he may be young, but he's a very talented race car driver, race truck driver. He's been doing very well this season. The biggest thing for him has been about finishing races. They've put themselves in position all year long, but he hasn't been able to come home with his 2nd career Truck Series victory. Once again, they are back in position, running 2nd. Gio feels good about the truck. He told me they are much better this year than he was last year in his lone start at North Wilkesboro. But now for this team, it's about finishing this race and seeing if they can hunt down the 38 and come away with the win, guys.
Well, Josh, I said earlier that he was my sleeper, a guy that I felt like was going to have a great run, and I said that because of his qualifying effort. The first lap went all to pieces on him, but then he rallied in lap 2 and put down a really great lap. We know he's got great short track skills, and he's showing it today.
Got 7 top 10s coming in, but again, looking for that first win of the season for Ruggiero. 4.5 seconds behind the leader, Chandler Smith.
What about SVG picking up another spot, getting around Corey Heim? He doesn't.
Well, Shane,
almost doesn't.
Yeah, almost. He's picking up on these trucks now. He's figuring this out.
This is a great run.
Looks like he might get Stewart.
A little 2-for-1 action.
It's his 3rd start of the season in the Truck Series. Watkins Glen, his best finish of 3rd for Shane Van Gisbergen.
He's wrapping that white line. That's Definitely one way to get the truck to turn around the bottom.
You think he'll have Fox tuned in tomorrow to watch the World Cup?
I would think so.
He can kick that ball.
Look at the day for the 71 as he looks to make the pass on Friesen. Started 19th and up into the top 5 here for SVG.
Or you see the bright red and yellow truck of Frankie Muniz. He could become a pick here for Shane. Use the bottom of the racetrack. He can run lower than most, Todd. It seems that's how he really makes his ground.
Well, it's, it goes back to the old theory, right? You've got to be able to run where your competitors aren't running.
And that's
to
what
make
Frankie
the
just
pass.
did there.
Yeah, Frankie, he was running up on the wall there. That was a little too high.
So close
Shane,
to completing that pass.
Shane's got such good forward drive up off the corner. That's where, look at that, turn that thing through the middle and get back to the throttle and completes the pass.
Such a great feeling being able to, I said Frankie went where no man ever has gone before, or few have at least. Bam. Just giving those guys room too, that's cool of Frankie, making sure he got up out of the way, maybe got a little higher than he chose to, but he wanted to make sure he was respectful to those cats battling for a spot inside the top 5.
It's been a big-time learning curve in the career of Frankie Muniz, obviously from acting to driving race cars and race trucks, and good move there, but obviously at some point hoping to, get a little more involved in some of these races running higher.
Corey Hyman, the 5, was right there on Stuart Friesen.
Look at
There's
this.
a gaggle right there.
Gaggle, good work, Todd. There you see Carson Hocevar. He's 2 laps down after that flat tire.
I learn a lot of good words by sitting next to you guys and watching races. Feel like I become smarter by the moment. Fox side by side, you won't miss a thing. 52 to go in North Wilkesboro. Chandler Smith in the lead. Welcome back to the Truck Series in North Wilkesboro on FS1. Pay window going to be open pretty soon. 43 to go. Chandler Smith has now led 62 laps, second most. We came on the air talking about the stars of the Cup Series coming down to race this one, and you made the point, Todd. Hold everything. A guy like Lane Riggs doesn't care about those guys.
No, it doesn't look like Gio or Christian or Chandler does either.
I love that.
There, yeah, our top four are regulars, which is awesome.
Don't ever think that these guys aren't some of the best drivers in America. I mean, they just get it done in the Truck Series. You bring in Chase Elliott, Shane Van Gisbergen, and guys that have won all over the country, and in Shane's instance, the world. And these guys from the Truck Series right out front, showing them how it's done here at North Wilkesboro.
While we're paying off the great points that Todd has made throughout this telecast, the first Cup regular up there is Van Gisbergen, and you talked about him in practice. You like the way he managed his tires there.
Yeah, that's Shane's strong suit for sure. We see it on road courses, right? He just dominates, and it's always because he's got more tires at the end of the runs, and that's, I kind of had a feeling that that's what today was going to turn into. As hot as it is, although it looks like the sun has gone in now, but as hot as it is, as slick as this track's going to get, you need to manage those 4 Goodyears.
Van Gisbergen the pass up to 4th place now.
What about that margin of lead? Over 6 seconds. That's when you start winding the laps down, 39 to go. Chandler Smith is thinking, we're short track racing. There's going to be a caution. Do we come and get tires? What's our strategy as this race winds down? Now, he's obviously hoping we don't get any cautions, but I would be pretty sure we will.
We had overtime here last year and a thrilling, dramatic finish. See the last lap speed for Lane Riggs in the 34 points leader, running second, 5.5 seconds behind Smith.
Yeah, but lap after lap, I think Chandler's truck maybe has petered out. Chandler Smith isn't in the top 5 of the fastest trucks this last time by. Traffic everywhere, though, around this little racetrack.
Well, we saw Lane get back in the pack early in the middle of the race. Didn't handle the way he wanted. Obviously, crew chief Dylan Capello made the right calls. You know, the communication between Lane and Dylan is incredible. So they made the right calls, and he changed it to go faster.
Dylan Capello raced in the Cars Tour event last night. It's cool that your crew chief drives race cars too. He understands the lingo, what challenges his drivers faced with. Christian Eckes there in the 91 truck doing a great job, top 3 position, and is able to track right with Lane Riggs.
By the way, this is the longest green flag run of the day at 65 laps.
Look at that traffic. I talked about what Chandler's going through. He's got trucks all around him. Cole Butcher just ahead in that 13 truck. Having a solid day in the red truck there on the outside of Frankie. Those 2 guys, Cole Butcher and Chandler Smith, are on 2 ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
One of them's dying for a caution. The other one says, no caution.
Butcher been a steep learning curve for Thor Sport this season. Has had some bright moments. 11th last week at Lime Rock to finish.
If you look at that right there, Michael, you're exactly right. They've pretty much just been breaking even. It's who catches the wrong lap truck at the wrong place and the right place. So pretty much breaking even. Josh, you got more on Riggs?
Yeah, Todd, you talked about the changes that they needed to make in that 34 truck. He was complaining about not being able to finish the corner early on in the race. After stage 1, they made a track bar air pressure adjustment. After that, he said, whatever you change, it took away my drive off. So they went back on those changes during the last stop, and he feels much better about that truck right now. The only guy in front of him, his teammate, guys.
Yeah, 1-2 for Front Row Motorsports.
Well, how many times you done that, Michael?
Yeah.
You make a change, you say, yo, crew chief, that wasn't the right one. Let's go back.
There's Eckes. You talked about him, Michael, in the 91. Started 18th up to 3rd place here late.
Yeah, Lane got around him, but it hasn't driven away from Christian.
continues to work on lap traffic, getting underneath Mini Tyrell.
And I think SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, is faster right now than that, because as you see, that 71 truck just runs lower on the track than everybody. I like that groove he's running.
These were two when we were running down the grid before the race. These were two that we said starting deep in the field are going to make some hay, and they certainly have, with Eckes up to third and SVG up to fourth.
There's Gio in the top 5. Solid run for the driver of the 17 truck. That Toyota from Tricon Garage.
Haven't talked much for a while in this race about Chase Elliott there in the 7 truck for Spire Motorsports. He's back in 8th, right in front of Corey Heim in 9th. So you see Stuart Friesen here, who started 10th and up to 6th.
Yeah, and look on the bottom, Landon Lewis. He's going to get that pass done, I believe. He just ran Stewart down. You see Chase Elliott right there in the 7 watching all this. That's impressive, though, for Landon. No more races than he's had, and to be able to run up there with these guys.
I spoke this week with team manager for Nice Motorsports, Cody Efall, and they love this kid. He said he's got it all. First of all, he's a good kid. He's a good person, and he's smart. He understands race cars. He works on them. He knows what's going on. And I'm a firm believer, old school driver. I believe you need to know about your race vehicle, and he definitely understands what's going on.
There's Chase Elliott in the 7 truck back in 8th.
Yeah, I felt like we were going to see a little more out of Chase here. They haven't really improved on this truck as the race has gone on. He's kind of been stuck right there, 7th, 8th, 9th, pretty much the whole run.
Oh,
Frankie. SVG with Muniz in the middle of that sandwich between
Malcolm in the middle.
Indeed. Eckes.
We saw him go high off 2 to get out of the way. That time he got squeezed into the middle.
Like, where do I go?
All right.
Oh,
hello.
Shane's putting down the black marks.
I thought you said he took care of his tires, Todd.
He didn't right there, that's for sure.
Great battle for
What
third.
speed he has, though.
Meantime, as the leader crosses the line, we've reached our Craftsman 20 to go at North Wilkesboro, and it's Chandler Smith in the 38, last year's winner of this race. Began the day 3rd in the point standings.
The leader crosses the line with over a 7-second lead.
It's just growing.
I did not think I would see that out of this race today.
And he's lapped all the way up to the 18th position, 17th position. Ben Rhodes just ahead of him is running 16th, excuse me.
What do you think the odds of Lane is, I won't say laying back, but just trying to not use the stuff up in case we get that caution? That's kind of the position I would put myself in.
Yeah, you got to think tires. Do we pit if the caution flies? I think you'll see that. Depending on if it gets down to inside of 10 to go. No telling what we'll see if a caution comes out.
What are the chances we're going to get a caution here inside the final 17 laps?
You think at a short track it'd be pretty good.
Look at that, 3 wide on old tires. I don't know what else you need to have one happen. Ben Rhodes losing that lap. There you see Dawson Sutton. He's had a solid day again, up in the top 15, but he's going to lose a lap here.
Rocket Man going 2 laps down. Just not the truck that he wanted today, for sure.
Ben Rhodes would try to grab that spot away from Lewis, so he would be from Sutton, so he would be the free pass truck.
Yeah, that's in a very important race right there.
Yeah, you can see. Just mixing it up. Andres Perez going another lap down.
15 to go here with Chandler Smith by 7.5 seconds on Lane Riggs. Smith gunning for his first win since the opener at Daytona.
What a race that was. We started the season with an exclamation point, and it's been the best, I think the best season we've ever seen for competition and just sheer great racing on the track.
8 top 10s for Chandler Smith, but in back-to-back races, a 22nd at Coronado and then 30th at Lime Rock. So looking for a big time bounce back. He has led 92 laps, and of course, as we just mentioned, won at Daytona to kick off the 2026 campaign.
Watch how he does this. This is just incredible. Coming to the checkered flag. I mean, it's all on. It's wide open, 4 wide. Through the bottom to get the victory. Look at the acceleration. That was incredible that they didn't crash, first of all, and they all squeezed through there. What a finish.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from Chandler. Great move, but there's a lot of luck involved right there. The truck in front of you, it moved up out of his way, and he had the draft and beat them all to the line. I mean, it was pretty darn special.
Well, sometimes in history, the seas have parted.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And that parted for him, and it did. Took him straight to victory lane.
You would know about winning there. Two-time Daytona 500 champ Michael Waltrip. Check in on the 88 here of Ty Majeski.
Just an average run today. You could see he got that stage win, which was huge for his point situation, but he's going to race it hard for a spot in the top 10, and I think he can do just that. He's only got 10 to go, but you can see he's faster than the guys he's racing against.
Yeah,
that's Caden Honeycutt. And
definitely better than Honeycutt and
Jake Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia. So he coming to 8 to go. He might be able to get him.
These guys are mixing it up.
Still a good comeback, though.
Yes, sir. Good day.
8 laps to go. It's Chandler Smith by nearly 9 seconds on Riggs, and then SVG, Eckes, and Landon Lewis has moved into the top 5.
I think that little scrape with the wall didn't do Christopher Bell any favors. He's been dropping back since that happened.
I didn't see this happening.
No.
Christopher Bell going a lap down. What a great run here.
You know, Michael, we've seen this in racing many times. You get that one truck, that one crew chief that just hits it. He gets the right setup. He's got the right air pressures, and you go out and do what Chandler's doing. A 9-second lead, just waxing the field. Your truck may not be that bad, but you just got lapped because he's so fast.
Hoping it goes green here in the final 5.5 laps.
Yes, he is. And he looks up at his up out of his windshield and sees them battling 2 and 3 wide. He's thinking, keep them straight, boys. Let's just keep them straight.
Through turns 3 and 4, the 38 of Chandler Smith with 4 to go here in North Wilkesboro. A lead by more than 9 seconds for the 24-year-old from Talking Rock, Georgia. Eight top 10s on the season for Smith. That win to kick off the year at Daytona. A 4th on the streets of St. Pete. And the 76 is off the pace.
He's rolling. Come on.
Nathan Nicholson going to stay green for the moment.
Pull it in the back straightaway, Nathan.
There's
Come on.
a gate over there somewhere. He's hit the wall, looks like.
He's able to pull down safely. We remain green. The 38 of Chandler Smith out front by nearly 9 seconds, 2 to go.
Caden Honeycutt
going a lap down.
Getting lapped.
In
Didn't have that on my
12th place.
Scoreboard either. This is a lap that is important to our leader, Chandler Smith. White flag.
White flag in the air. 1 to go at North Wilkesboro. Into 1 and 2, the 38 of Chandler Smith. Won on this track in 2025 as he heads down the backstretch. And Chandler Smith for Front Row Motorsports out of 4 is going to take the checkered flag for the 2nd straight year at North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Wow, what a dominating performance.
It is the largest
Good job, boys.
margin of victory on a short track ever in truck history.
Say that again. Ever?
Largest ever on a short track in the history of this
crazy.
series.
And dominant fashion, right?
Dominant.
Not a little bit. Not a little bit. We call that waxing him.
Last year he led 1 lap, and that was the final lap to win it. This time around, he dominated the second half of this race, and led 105 on his way to the checkered flag.
If someone says they thought maybe last year was luck, he said, yeah. Y'all watch this.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to give a little props to his crew chief, John Leonard. John's a friend of mine. He knew coming here that they were going to have a good truck, and he tweaked it a little bit off of last year's, and man, did he tweak it in the right direction. Holy cow.
His 9th career win in his 102nd career start. 2nd win of the season. First since the opener at Daytona for Chandler Smith.
He likes to do it on some cool racetracks. Daytona, North Wilkesboro. We got a lot of cool races left in this 2026 season. Burn them down.
Got to be careful to not blow them out.
Burn them down, blow them out, celebrate in front of these fans. They love seeing those burnouts after a victory.
Incredible crowd, incredible scenes here at this incredible track. And he becomes the first driver with multiple truck wins here at North Wilkesboro. And his 5th win on a short track. And for Front Row, his fantastic season continues. Their 6th win this year, most among all teams. With his teammate Lane Riggs finishing as the runner-up here this afternoon.
Listen to that crowd when he jumps up there.
Chandler Smith with his 2nd win, and he takes it by the largest margin in the history of the series, nearly 8.5 seconds on Riggs and SVG Eckes and Landon Lewis.
Give it the bow, bud.
That's it. There you go, buddy.
In honor of Kyle Busch, these racers we all miss Kyle deeply. He defined the truck series, and it's really cool to see these winners pay respects.
No question. Amanda Busick is standing by with the winner.
And Chandler, for back-to-back seasons, you get to stand in front of this crowd at North Wilkesboro on their feet on that finish. And I have to tell you, the booth status stat at the end there, that this is the largest margin of victory on a short track in series history. They called it early in stage 1 that you looked like the truck to beat. How soon did you know?
Just all glory goes to God. FaithFest 250, how fitting. God's good in the mountains, but man, he's good in the valleys too. And we've been in the valleys the past few weekends. We've had good speed, but not good finishes. So I just want to give all the glory and praise to the one that comes from the source of this. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't have this great group of men and women behind me at Front Row Motorsports. Great partners with Quick Tie Products. Everybody from the top down that supported this program. I'm slapped. It was hot.
We took a look back at your victory at Daytona, and then we did talk about that slump in the last 2 races. How chase ready is this team?
We're ready to rip.
Chandler Smith, your winner here at North Wilkesboro.